Luke Thomas in St. Louis, Missouri, next to Daniel Straus, who takes on Henry Corrales on the main card on Spike TV at Bellator 138. Thank you for your time, Daniel. I have to say, the dreads are back, or they're in transition, right?
Transition. You know, they're coming back.
You cut them off with a weight cut, right? And how long does it take to even to get to this point?
I actually grew my hair. Actually, I waited to the date of the fight, and I think I went like a couple weeks over, and then I started trying to lock them up. So
now, are you going to pull like a Johnny Hendricks thing, where Johnny Hendricks' bit is he grows his beard out and then shaves it? Right, no, you're not going to do that?
Not at all, man. These aren't coming off.
Would you cut them off again if the weight cut came down to it?
If it came down to it, yeah. I mean, this is my job. You know, this is hair. It'll always grow back. You know, hopefully it'll always grow back. But my job comes first. So if I have to, then yeah, it'll come off. But you know, I don't have any desire to have a bad weight cut again. So
that'll keep the hair on there too. Lots of incentives. All right, let's talk about the Bellator featherweight division. It's been a little bit of a hot potato going around. You held the title for a while. Curran held the title for a while. Now Patricio's got it. Do you think what's happening here? Are you guys just all that far apart? Is one guy about to take over? How would you estimate what has happened and what's about to happen?
I mean, that's what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to get that title and run with it. You know what I mean? We have a ton of great guys in this division, and hats off to every last one of them. You know, we've all worked our ass off to get here, and now not only have we worked to get here, but now we're like working even harder to stay here. You know, and that's the thing. You know. You know, you got guys that have good fights and bad fights, and you have guys that are, you know, showing championship heart, and you know, that's what it takes. So right now you just have like a division where there's just still a bunch of young, hungry guys. There's a bunch of up-and-coming guys that, you know, are in this division. There's guys that you've heard of that are, you know, working their way back around to the title. So, yeah, it's just one of those divisions, and I like it like that, honestly. You know, it's not one of those ones where it's like, oh, man, who can he fight next? You know what I mean? Because there's so many guys right now that can step up and fight for the title, fight for contendership, and so on and so forth.
What do you make of what's happened to Pat Curran? You know, like if you look at, it's not that he's not still a good fighter, he is. But when you watch him compete now, you're a little bit like, are we getting the best of this guy? I'm not so sure that's the case, especially in the last fight with Daniel Weichel, which in fact, you know, sort of moves him on. So I'm just wondering, like, what's happening with Pat Curran a little bit here?
Nothing's happening with Pat Curran, man. Pat Curran's a talented fighter. He'll always be a talented fighter. You got other guys that's working and whatnot, and that had his number that night. You know what I mean? I don't think
it's just too hard to stay on top.
No, not. I mean, like I said, man, we have tons of guys in this field or in this division that are monsters, and me, Pat, and Pitbull aren't the only three guys over there. You know what I mean? And other people are showing it. You know what I mean? You know, Pat's not far from the title. You know, he lost to Weichel, but Weichel's a very talented fighter. You know what I mean? And people may not have known that, but yeah, Weichel's just as tough. And you know, Pat, it's not like Pat's going to go and be some undercard fighter. That's not Pat. You know, Pat's going to stay where he is. He's top five still in the division, you know.
You've been in Bellator a long time. You've seen a lot of changes, and you've lived through what is the beginning, I think, of the Scott Coker era. But I guess I'm wondering, from your perspective, does it feel real different? Does it feel about the same? How would you characterize what's happened as you've watched Bellator grow, especially since the Coker regime has taken over?
I think they're doing a good job with the with Bellator and the umbrella. You know, they're bringing in new fighters, they're bringing in new guys, whatnot. There's nothing wrong with that. We still have some of the old fighters here, and we're still working our ass off to stay here.
But you smiled when I asked that. Why?
I mean, it's nothing. Oh, I just smile. I think it's because the conversation we had earlier about Bellator and that old Bellator and the new Bellator. Like I said, though, like they're doing what they need to do for this job, you know, for this umbrella. And Bellator is making a name for itself hugely. You know what I mean? More people are watching Bellator. They're putting on exciting and entertaining fights. And at the end of the day, that's what we want, you know.
Do you feel like they're looking out for you? I mean, in some sense, the promoter doesn't have to look out for anyone but themselves. But what I mean is, do you feel like they've got their eye on you? Like, okay, he's going to have a rebound performance, maybe potentially against Henry Corrales, and then who knows what could happen. You're on the main card on Spike TV. Do you feel like you got a little bit more of their attention?
Yeah, I mean, they're treat me as one of their fighters like they do anybody else, which is good. You know what I mean?
Here's why I'm asking that, because some fighters in Bellator really scream favoritism, right? And some just don't get. I mean, Pitbull can't talk about how he doesn't get the attention he deserves. That happened before he was even champion. So I guess what I'm wondering is, do you feel some of those same concerns?
Not right now, no. Here's the one thing I've learned, man. I've really learned to let that shit go. You know what I mean? Favoritism, this or that. Worry about myself. You can't deny me. If I'm doing what I have to do, you can't deny me, no matter if they like me or not. And no matter who owns or owned the company, that's what I've realized. If you're doing what you got to do, then it doesn't matter. If you're marketable, unmarketable, if you're a big name, not a big name. If you show up, do what you got to do. They can't. There'll never be no favoritism because you're that guy. And I haven't seen any, you know what I mean? I'm not really focused on any, so it's not like I'm looking for them to show me any favors, or I'm not looking for them to, snuff me out or anything like that. I'm just focused on fighting, focused on myself, and that's the only thing I can do.
Henry Corrales, undefeated, fighting you on a main card. I mean, he has basically nothing to lose. I mean, look, a loss is never good on your record in boxing, MMA, or anything else, but, geez, you lose to Daniel Straus on a main card and you're undefeated and no one really knows who you are. That's a great position to be in. Are you a little bit like, do you relish that opportunity because you get to shut up any potential growth of this person? Like, how do you look at the opportunity here from a cost-benefit analysis on your side of things?
Honestly, man, it's one of those things that if you let the media and all that stuff get to you, then that's when it starts affecting you. Because he hasn't fought in the big card, or because he hasn't fought in Bellator, or a guy like me, doesn't make him any less dangerous. I'm not going out there thinking that he has nothing to lose and I have it all to lose, because that's falling into the whole plot. You know what I mean? I don't have nothing to lose either. You know what I mean? Who am I? I'm just another fighter on this table, So with that mentality, I get to go in and fight the way I want to fight, and fight as hard as I want to fight, and fight the same way I've been fighting over the past years. That's gotten people's attention. He wants to come in, make a name for himself. I'm still trying to make a name for myself, so. I'm not just about to let someone just come and do that, whether they're known, unknown, whether I've been here, held a belt, not held a belt, whatever. This is a fight game, and I'm going to continue to fight.
So last question, appreciate your time. You're looking for a rebound performance here, but not for the camera, not for me, not for anybody here, but just for you, or I'm assuming you're not competing to lose, right? You're competing to win. So I guess what I'm wondering is there something that you need to see from yourself that you want in this performance? Is there some kind of benchmark that you're looking for here?
Yeah, I'm looking in myself, man. When I started this fight, it was because of what I wanted to do, and then you get to fighting, and then you realize you have to become this entertainer, and you start feeding into a lot of this, the media or this or that, and now I'm back to getting what I want for me, fighting for myself. It could be selfish or not, but I'm here to perform for myself, do what I have to do, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I pay my own bills, you know what I mean? So, I'm always here to win, but yeah, I definitely want to make statements. I want to make more noise, and not just Bellator, but in the featherweight division, and I got to start by doing that, working on myself. So, yeah, this is definitely something that, getting back to it is something that's mentally for me.
Daniel Strauss, best of luck. Thank you for your time.